So I just wanted to give people reassurance. Thank you in California. San Francisco. Thank you. Stanford. Thank you at San Diego State. And be careful out there. You know what I mean? Life is a bunch of, it's like a constant realization that you should do right the first time. Like, don't procrastinate in California. I'm gonna be talking to like the entertainment, like so this is for people that are like Kim Kardashian friends. If you don't like Kim Kardashian, you don't like Kim Kardashian. If you want to be more like um, religious centered, or you want to be more like sport centered, that's fine. But this is for creators who love entertainment, specifically, um, anything that's being distributed on mass media. It could be anything from like a YouTuber putting out a short film, or something new on Instagram, and it's just floating around on the internet through Twitch. So shout out to UCLA. I know you guys are kind of confused. You guys are amazing. I would love to come out to California. Would love to come. It's just in Florida. I promise you. This is all I have to say. I need to stay here for a little bit. I'm almost done transferring from 27 safely into like a former Gulf Coast High School, Royal Palm Academy, St. John Newman, high school. So I don't know if you guys know those schools, but we have people in the NFL that come from like Carlos Hyde, Naples, Florida. I played on that field. It was a Gulf Coast Shark, but I played on that field just for like politics. And Senators also played on Naples High School, so I don't have to clarify that. Yes, shout out to everyone. I know San Diego's. They're like, come to San Diego, Isaiah. I'm just going to talk about it. If I leave Florida, this is what's going on, so you guys can kind of see as a community. Like, I think they've said first and foremost that Isaiah cares, and Isaiah Curtis Pilkington. Like, wait till he's able to venture outside of his state, because this guy is just going to transform. I'm a Wittenberg student. Right now you can say I'm still a student. I'm still going to, keep it so that like I can say I'm a student, because a lot of people need to know about this community, but specifically like the like how strong it is, as a unit as well. Like I said, like this this environment needs to be held accountable, and it just needs to be held accountable. If you were in Florida, you'd be seeing it right now. So just know this state. That's all I can really say right now. So, yeah. LA, so you go to LA, Isaiah, we're not allowed to be all that stuff. Here, oh my goodness gracious. So that's all I really want to say, so. Yeah, wow. So, yeah, sorry for a long pause, but yeah, so shout out to Las Vegas. Shout out because I want to visit Las Vegas. I know you guys are anticipating, young entrepreneurs and young musicians, so I'd like to also be somewhat of a hard worker in front of Las Vegas football players and musicians. I want to say shout out. I know I'm in Alaska, but I don't know too much about Alaska, so I apologize if I'm out of the culture of Alaska. I know there were a lot of people that were sleeping outside, in the cold. Not like everyone, but I'm like, wow, in Alaska. But I've said what I've said down here. My family has some influence, so I've said what I've said. I said I've been pushing for a $50 Walmart card every single week. I've been trying to push for that down here. I've been getting some kind of attitude and delay, but it's because they feel the same way. They want to hold people accountable. They want to go right at the source to why Isaiah is saying those things, and they're doing it with we're going to try to stop people from spreading. So you don't have to do that. You can be empathetic and overly empathetic, but here it's just there's so much money here. It's just you would feel the same way. You want to see people shrink, or people like their businesses. They're forcing people to. There's like a forcing people to retire, pretty much agenda down here. Like if they absolutely had to retire, and then new people taking their place or being brought up under their wing to take So yeah. So shout out to Alaska. Shout out to Detroit. I cannot wait to go to Detroit, Michigan. Am I afraid to go? No. New York City, obviously. Manhattan Island. Yes. Shout outs to you guys. Just think of like football. I'm shouting you out, just giving you reassurance that I know of you guys. Obviously, Georgia, the Georgia football team. Georgia Technical. Georgia technically holding you accountable. Technically, Georgia, it's technically Georgia. You know what I'm trying to say. Shout out to the University of Richmond. Shout out to the University of Miami. Shout out to you, University of Michigan. Shout out to Ohio. In Ohio, shout out to Wittenberg University. Shout out to Culver Stockton College. I do know about you guys. Shout out to Columbia College in Chicago and just Chicago in general. The pizza guys, oh my bad, they're trying to get me on because Las Vegas has pizza. There's also pizza in Chicago. I don't think I've been served pizza correctly, so I'm gonna have to go up to Chicago and get pizza, real pizza. I'm talking about like learning from real pizza, like the culture of pizza. Like it's not just you walk and get a pizza. No, you sit down and you eat pizza. You know, they give you a whole spiel about the history of it. They give you a bunch of, you can drink wine with pizza. There's so many things you should be doing with pizza. Like, so shout out to what else? Shout out to University of, I said Miami, did I said Miami Ohio and University of Miami. I need your guys' help. I really need you. Hold the industry to the, please, if you can. I know I'm asking a lot, but you'll understand the positive outcome of just hold the music industry and all of these studios to a simple standard of, if you're not gonna be independent and lie about it, then, we get to, make you feel guilty to do God's plan or something like that. And I encourage other schools to do that too. Obviously, shout out to the Juilliard School in Berkeley, right? Shout out to, I don't want to put too many schools on blast, but I'm just trying to show you that I pay attention. Like, shout out to Dallas, Texas, and Texas in general. Shout out Austin. I've looked at Austin, Texas. I've heard great things about Texas. I know great things are happening in Texas. I rarely hear anything negative happening musically in Texas. So, and people don't like escape from Texas. So like I only have like anticipation to be blown away by I'm sure it's very professional, jobs everywhere. I'm sure it's just people have so much and they don't understand the rest of the world is like starving because they've yet to taste Texas. I'm sure that's the issue with California. Florida is a boss right now. That's why I stayed here. It's so competitive here. But the long story, shout out to Maryland. I looked at Maryland. The Tarpons. My brother, he lived in Maryland. So shout out to Maryland. I've been in Maryland. Shout out to New Jersey, obviously. There's a couple artists that came from New Jersey down to Orlando, and we met up in Orlando and Tampa. Shout out to Orlando. Shout out to Tampa, Florida. And obviously, a woman that I would love to have a child with, Tinashe O, who graduated from UCF. I know I'm putting it on blast, but I'm just showing people. This is a very intelligent woman, and I trust her. I trust her for the creative side of the brain reasons. So she's like C.S. Lewis to me. It's not just about sales. It's about willing to venture into the unknown and create something and write. I trust her for many different reasons. Who else? I believe while I'm saying that, the NFL knows who she is, and Tom Brady's in. He graduated from University of Michigan, so he's in Tampa. Who else? Shout out to Miami Dolphins cheerleading squad. I am going to need your help if you guys are listening. Just hold these independent studios and companies to. If you guys are gonna lie about being independent, we're gonna make you do God's plan, and make them feel guilty. We get to shame you until you start crying. We'll show you pictures and make you feel guilty. God's plan is not for me. God's plan me. You need to do God's plan. All right. Look at how much work is do God's plan. What is your plan? Do God's plan. So what else? Shout out to Tallahassee. Shout out to Columbus. Right? Shout out to Columbus. Shout out to every state isn't going to necessarily like what I say politically, but I'm pretty much neutral. I want to be the president of the United States. I got a lot of ideas, useful ideas. But I want to say shout out to, let's be finite. Let's just go outside the country for now. Oh, you skipped this, I say. We're paying it to. I'm sure you are. It's just I have to be careful what I say because they could say we own this school. All right, let's go Alabama. Shout out to Mobile, Alabama. Shout out to, I'm going to say 2 pronunciations because they'll probably change it because of what's happening. Vigor High School. If it's not, it's Viger, but I'm going to say Vigor High School for now. And I have Montmosa. I don't have anything to say, but keep playing football. But do it the right way, because if you do it the right way, you're right the first time. And I really mean that. Be right in the past. That's like a big thing for me. If you're right in the past, you're right. And Mobile, Alabama, and the coast of Alabama. Shout out to who else? Be interested in meeting Isaiah Curtis Pilkington for real. Obviously Detroit, I said that already. So Toronto. Outside the country, you have places like China, right? China. I'm excited to meet China. Oh, and Japan too. If they say don't say Japan, I'm saying Japan. I've never been to Japan before. I know Japan's not perfect, but I know I could learn something from Japan. And it's the diet. Very, very interested in the diet of the Japanese. I'm interested. Very interested. Who else? You could say Ecuador, the Galapagos Islands. Shout out to the Galapagos Islands. Shout out to Brazil. I know I've been in Brazil for a very, very, very long time. It's probably because of my father. I am coming to South America, and I plan to have a home in South America. Don't expect it to be a big home. Expect it to be a home, so that I can start, so that South America can start becoming the average. My brain is kind of like South America too. And if there's any issues with Florida, it's because my brain is kind of like South America. It's for South America. Obviously Mexico, and they'll probably say start coming to Mexico more. Mexico, this is an apology to Mexico. I did this before, but let's just say first shout out to obviously people in Spain. I know they're probably going to laugh if I come to Spain. They're probably going to laugh because you have yet to see like what we've seen. You can only hurt people from Spain for saying what we've said in the United States of America. It's like there's a culture or there's culture everywhere that's unique, and there's multiple races in every part of the country. Shout out to obviously Africa, South Africa. I know I'm being vague, but like the top part of Africa. I care. I really do care, and I think that you guys will love me more, because when somebody comes from a richer class of the United States of America, they don't talk to you the right way. It's the way that we're programmed at a young age. You have to unlearn that stuff. But obviously, you have places like Morocco, right? Shout out to Morocco. I plan on visiting Morocco for real, and I plan on visiting Argentina. But Morocco, I'm asking the women from Morocco to be a little patient with me, because I've heard the wrong information about Morocco. And then also when it comes to Argentina, we're going to be saying the same thing. Some guys are going to be saying this to me. I'm white, and I'm just from Argentina. So what is going on exactly? It doesn't make a difference. You know, a lot of people, they think because you're not made in America that, that you don't belong here, and that's not true. It's you're rich because you're an American, but also like there's a whole bunch of stuff like we're not homeless, we're hopeful. What else? I mean, I don't want to get too much into like going overseas too much, but you have like a place like the Netherlands. Shout out to them. Obviously Switzerland. Shout out to Switzerland. And where else? I'm trying to be genuine when I say this stuff. Yeah, but Mexico, like I'm sure Mexico City, we'll have a conversation. I can understand. Just this is a fake world. Like, shout out to you guys. I am paying attention to my like geography and all this stuff. You can say Peru too. I'm in Peru too. There's a whole bunch of reasons why I'm saying all this stuff. But I love you guys, and I'm trying to fix this as fast as I can in the United States of America. So, just some people are like kind of like slow, like with their job or something. It's like you need a robot or a kiosk.